Okay, remember last week when I was like, I'm gonna buy a bunch of Steam games on sale and have a little goofy thing where I run Steam games in front of a timer,
Beat the
to
refunds.
see if I refund them. And I'm gonna call it defeat the refund. Yeah, I just did that again, and I'm gonna do that again this week, and I'm gonna do it again next week.
Why is that?
Because it's fucking fun.
Okay.
You're just spinning a wheel
Okay.
that says video games on it, and people don't know where the wheel is gonna go.
It's that mystery box vibe.
It's just mystery box again.
Okay. Feels like it.
But also, like, 90 minutes is like a usual, like, good get your ankle into it amount of time for damn near anything.
Now, I'm assuming that there's somewhat of a tone here, which is like, if it's a very good game and you do manage to hit that 2-hour point, and you're like, this is well done. You know, you let that grace period kind of float, right?
Well, yeah. So it's 90 minutes specifically because I usually take 10 minutes to set up video settings in any particular game before I actually stream it. So if I had a 2-hour timer, it would literally always go over. But I have kept most of the games that I have put through on this list.
All right.
Though there's a definite trend. I'm learning about my own tastes as we do this. And I have learned that the worst possible first impression you could ever make for any game is not good controls. There are like 6 or 7 games that didn't make it to 10 minutes.
I see.
Because I started walking around and doing whatever the thing and just going like, oh, this feels like shit.
Okay. So the challenge needs to account for false starts that don't make it to the 10-minute mark, much less challenging to the full.
I don't know if it's a challenge. I think it's just like I'm willing to give these games a shot, and if they hit, like I'm limiting myself to a certain thing. So, for example, last night is a perfect example where not only did both games easily win the Keep It award, but I flew way over time on one of them.
Before you get there, is it God damn it, fuck me, I had the question and then it just slipped away.
Oh, this is great. This is a good question.
While interrupting too, especially. Yeah, that's fucking fantastic.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
Oh, yes, sorry. I'm going to assume that by you saying that you did it last week, you're going to do it this week, next week, and the week following, that there were a decent number of people who showed up interested to see.
You could say that.
Little interesting.
You know what? Hey, Woolie,
interesting number of people showed up to.
So I forget who was it. If somebody can remember the specific chatter who you phrased the term, but they termed what I was doing chemical based gaming, because I'm just spinning a big wheel and constantly just new thing for the Gen Zers and the Zoomers. Yes, I've gamified buying games. It was Ball Python. Why, thank you.
Well, now you need to gamify the effects on the stream so that it gives you all the good feels every time the game gets selected.
Oh, we already did that.
Oh, okay. There you go. Yeah. All right.
Yeah. No. Last night I was like, you know, guys, I'm running out of games to play for that, because I had that huge batch that I ran out of yesterday. And then somebody in my chat had the great idea to donate the exact cost of the game they were recommending. And I was like, oh, well, now I have to play that one. So yeah, that's the system now. You want something to go up against the refund timer? Just buy it for me, and I'll play it for 90 minutes.
Oh. Okay. Yeah. All right. Endorphin streams.
And then if I hate it, I'll just refund it and pocket it and just be like, why did you send in bad suggestions?
Does that person then have the endorphins come crashing down and then they feel horrible?
We'll find out. We'll find out soon.
Okay. like I don't take it lightly when you basically say, so I'm clearing the table. Okay. All right. Pretty popular stream.
Well, here's the thing, though. I didn't have anything for January because I legitimately did not know what to do for the entire month of January because fucking Infinite Wealth is coming out at the end of the month.
Have you considered gambling?
So the first game I played last night was called Dicey Dungeons.
Oh,
and it's a roguelike about rolling dice.
Oh, shit. Okay. Was Ashy Larry there?
Speaking of, Dicey Dungeons is also available on your phone for a cheap price there. It is probably one of the best roguelikes I have ever played in my life. It is absolute top to bottom stellar. The music is incredible. It's made by the people who made Super Hexagon.
Oh, there's a pull.
So I don't know if you. So I've been talking a lot on my stream, particularly running through all these games back to back about good chemicals. The people who made Super Hexagon know how to activate your good chemicals.
That was good juice. That was really good juice for a mobile game. That was incredible.
Yeah. So Dicey Dungeon knows how to activate your good chemicals. It is really, really simple. You are going through a roguelike with like turn-based RPG battles, and you are starting out with 2 dice, and as you level up, you get 3 or 4 or 5 dice. And by dice, I mean a 6-sided regular gambling dice.
Yeah.
And it goes, well, you're going to start your turn, and these dice are going to roll, and then you are going to use these dice values and plug them into your attacks or moves or heals or items. And certain weapons will require even numbered rolls, or certain spells will require odd numbered rolls. And there are classes. So the starting class is the warrior, who is dumb and normal and straightforward and strong. So the warrior's special ability is that you can re-roll 3 dice. You can just re-roll any dice 3 times in a row, or 3 separate dice. You get bad rolls, you go, no, I want to try it again.
Do enemies roll?
What's that?
Do enemies roll?
Yeah, enemies also roll.
Okay.
You're both using the same system.
Okay.
So you're just like, well, I don't like these rolls. I'm going to re-roll them to be stronger. Bam. Done. That's it. Right? I then unlocked the thief at some point, and the thief is fucking bizarre because the thief wants all low rolls. All of the thief abilities and moves use low rolls multiple times. So where a warrior would have like a sword and you want to put a 6-sided dice in there, because of course you do, because that will make the most damage. It'll do 6 damage. The thief has a dagger that you can only put 1, 2, and 3 into. Like 4, 5, and 6 will not fit. But you can reuse that knife over and over and over. And they also come with the ability to split dice into smaller dice.
Okay.
So if a thief rolled a 6, you would actually split it in half and use the 3 twice on the dagger.
I have to ask, in a game that is primarily about the dice, what actual control do you have? Is it like the RNG will be the pass-fail state and that's all there is to it?
You have a lot of control.
Or can you...
The long and short of it is that you are playing a turn-based role-playing game with turn-based RPG battles, and you are moving when you get a weapon, you can only have like 6 slots in your inventory, and different weapons and different items take up different slots, like kind of like a attaché case thing. Mm-hmm. The only difference between this and your regular turn-based RPG is that the dice rolls happen before you act. Mm-hmm. So if I was playing FF9 and I had Zidane steal, the game would then roll a fake dice behind the scenes to tell me whether or not the steal worked. Mm-hmm. Here, I roll the dice first and I go, oh, well, I have a 6. That means steel will be effective. I'll put it on steel, and then I have to make do with my other actions with these.
Right. Okay. So, but in general, like, you're fighting normally and picking the right options to do enough damage and or cast and such in a way so that you're not fucked by just like the RNG and that's all there is to it.
I got fucked once or twice by the RNG.
Okay.
But every character has a way to manipulate the RNG to your advantage. It's incredible. It's Dicey Dungeons. The music had me actually like bobbing my head and like stamping my foot the whole time because it's the same person who did the music for VVVVVVV and Super Hexagon.
Yeah.
So it's incredible.
Actually, that's we should probably
super hard.
I think more people would know VVVVVV than Super Hexagon.
I don't Super Hexagon. People love Super Hexagon. Super Hexagon kicks ass.
VVVVVV was one of the original humble bundle ass indies, though. You know, so anyway, yeah, okay, they know what the fuck they're doing.
good presentation, excellent gameplay, fantastic music, tons of content. You can play it on your phone. I'm going to download it on my phone. Incredible game.
On sale also for $5.
It's on sale for like $3.50 right now.
$4.37.
So it's the perfect example of the concept.
And
everyone is happy. People didn't know about Dicey Dungeons, and I gave them the gift of now knowing about Dicey Dungeons. See, it's influence.
+1 sale right here.
The second game that I played last night, I'm going in reverse order because I guess this is how it's going to work. The one that went horribly time over, and I'm going to finish on stream probably tomorrow, is Pony Island.
The original.
Which, Pony Island, I started that part of the stream by like, Pony Island is 87 cents on Steam right now. It would have to be a wild piece of fucking shit for me to even bother going to click the refund button.
Okay, you played Inscription, obviously, and
I sure did.
And knew of Pony Island before this.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I like Pony Island way more than Inscription. Way, way more. The main reason, it's the same kind of general, hey, it's a game, but it's not the game. It's not really about Pony Island, you know, that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
The difference is that within about 5 minutes of Pony Island, you're playing what Pony Island actually is. Does that make sense?
It gets,
you know how Inscription, you were playing a game and you really liked it, and then it turned into a different game, and you may or may not have liked it as nearly as much?
Yes, because the narrative swerves are meant to be the appeal.
I'm apparently on the final level of the Pony Island, at which point I say there's no part of Pony Island in which I said, wow, it sucks that they made this part of the game bad on purpose, like they did for Inscription.
Right. Okay. I think Inscription is like I imagine the creator is like, I'm a fan of all of these types of card games, and I want to give them all a shout out, and it just ends up being that they're not all as fun as each other. So
I saw people talking about that the robot section is like an intentionally bad card game to imply that the types of players that would make that kind of game don't know what they're doing.
No, the No More Heroes jobs are intentionally bad to really feel the mundanity of Travis.
So I want to point out that like, we joke about the No More Heroes thing, though that is a direct quote. Like, Suda was like overt that the mini games in No More Heroes 1 are bad on purpose.
Oh, that makes it make sense then. That's cool. Glad to know. Good. Thank you for clarifying that.
I disagree with that. All of it. I disagree very strongly.
Work is supposed to suck, dude. What's the problem? You need to
I'm playing a video game, Suda!
Nah, man, you gotta feel that grind. That soul-crushing grind that I feel. That's what I'm trying to communicate to you as you play my game.
Suda, you're making works of interactive video art. What soul-crushing grind are you talking about?
God.
You got to make a game where a guy, otaku, jerks off his lightsaber and becomes a cool assassin. What are you complaining about, soul-crushing grind?
Say what you will about Shenmue. There's many things that should be said. Infinitely bad, dumb, stupid, terrible things about it. But when Ryo went to work, he worked playing Lucky Hit. And you got to play the game Lucky Hit to make money.
Yeah.
That's a fun way to make money.
It is. So, Pony Island and Dicey Dungeons are absolutely fantastically stellar, and I cannot possibly recommend them enough, especially considering the current Steam sale. Stellar. Absolutely fantastic. I'll be playing. And you know what else is great about Dicey Dungeons? It doesn't have any flashing lights or fast-moving graphics. It's a low stimulus game.
Oh,
which means, so I'm going to be reviewing on damn near everything I play for the next like 2 years or 3 years based off of, do I feel like this will fry your child's brain? Vampire Survivors at the top. At the tippity tip fucking top is Vampire Survivors. Might as well just throw your baby in a dumpster if they see it.
Okay. Like, and this is if baby is in lap, is this a good idea?
Yeah.
Yes.
Is this
right.
conscionable?
Right. Gotcha,
Right?
gotcha.
Like, are you sitting there with a beer in your hand, the baby on your lap, and playing Vampire Survivors? You should be arrested.
Give it a couple years.
All right. Oh man, I have to go down this list. All right, what else? Have you ever played the Talos Principle?
I want to say I bought it in a bundle and then never installed it.
Probably should have gotten to it before the refund timer ran out. No, it's really good. I just hate it. I'm running into a lot of games during this series in which I'm like, wow, this is really good. Excuse me. And I go to main menu, quit, and then I go to uninstall, and then I go to get this off my fucking computer. Talos Principle is a very interesting and well-developed puzzle game that's kind of like Portal, but instead of using portals, you're using like gates and jammers and avoiding danger. And it made me feel very stupid when I was playing it, and it has a bunch of hidden secrets that are really hard to find and made me feel stupid trying to find them. And it has like a theological, like humanist like narrative instead of a goofy fun narrative.
It gets discussed a lot whenever we talk about The Witness or Mist or Riven.
Okay, so they're not fully climbed into their own whole asshole like Jay Blow was for The Witness.
But only partially then?
Only a little bit. Maybe got their foot in there.
Just a foot, okay.
Right, which is okay. It's okay, right? But The Witness is one of the only games I've ever played in my life in which I felt like the developer was talking down to me.
I had a great time with playing it, and I didn't go back, and then I just like having not gone back to it and like actually gotten, I think, to the core of its mysteries. It's been interesting watching the narrative outside the game evolve over the years. But for what it presented and what I played of it, I was like, oh, that's a clever thing to do. Okay, I see what you're setting up here. And in the end, I ultimately, I'm like, if you make the proposition to teach someone a language from the jump, it's a little less annoying than halfway through the game a la Fez, you know?
Yeah. Let's see. So yeah, Talos Principle fits right into great game, probably beloved by many. Get it away from me, please.
I see.
Which, I mean, I don't know about you, but like, I feel like that's been a part of personal growth for me as a human, of like trying to acknowledge that things may not be bad just because I don't like them.
Yeah.
Like, I still think pickles are the devil. I think anyone that eats a pickle is insane. But that's probably me.
I've said it many times that I don't have the capability to handle RTS. I just can't do it. I respect what's happening.
I did back in the 90s when they were really simple.
I have tons of respect for people that are able to do it, and it's a really cool way to manage the battlefield from afar and do everything quickly, and I just don't enjoy it. It's too...
So back when everybody was trash at RTSs, like when Warcraft 2 came out and like the first 10 minutes of StarCraft, yeah, I could play RTS. And then everyone got really good and ruined it. And now I can be put on scrub quotes.
I'm still...
Yeah, you know when playing RTS games was fun? In the fucking 6 months after StarCraft 1 came out, but before Brood War came out.
Right. Yeah. When you didn't know the Basement King time. Man, like, it just, the moment you become self-aware. But I also had that moment, people have seen me with this, with like ATB, man. Like, I have a specific way of enjoying things that are turn-based that is like, time should not be a factor. I like the fact that there is time being a factor creates a type of stress that makes me...
Sakaguchi says, fucking get good, loser.
I enjoy the game less as a result of that being there. If I want a more relaxing experience, I would like it to be where time is not a factor. My decisions are it. I'm always going to have that. Okay.
All right. Then I played Cultic. Have you heard about Cultic?
No, sir.
It is a boomer shooter. It is a game put out by 3D Realms.
Actually,
I did not know 3D Realms existed.
With the same logo and everything?
Yeah, same logo and everything. It is an extreme boomer shooter, which is pulling its influences from Blood. I don't know if you remember Blood. But Blood was the game that had the subtitle, I think it was on the expansion, called One Whole Unit of Blood.
Okay.
But its second inspiration is RE4. It feels like a boomer shooter made in the vein of RE4. Everything feels chunky and heavy. It just feels fucking good.
Yeah, okay.
It's great. It's just great.
Dusk and that other one. What's the one that's not Ultra Kill?
Ultra Kill? The one that's not Ultra Kill?
That's also like a boomer shooter that is sending it up in a really overt way. It doesn't matter or whatever. It's a new Blood game. It's fine.
Gloomwood?
Is it Hexen? Yeah.
Hexen is ancient,
man.
No,
it's not.
Turbo Overkill? A medieval? If you're thinking of Hexen, you're thinking of a medieval.
But yeah, this is...
It's good.
It's cool.
That's it. No further discussion needed. It's really good. If you like booming and shooting and being old, weirdly enough, the game uses voxels for its 3D. I don't know why. It's old-fashioned sprites and voxels.
Oh, that's so weird with the gun reloading, sliding past, like, yeah, okay. You're reloading at a frame rate lower than the action in front of you.
Oh, yeah, no, you're reloading like at like 4 frames a second. Because it gotta be chunky and grimy, man. It's from a fake 1997 that could have, when you had a computer that would run voxels.
God, what the fuck? What is 3D Realms up to? I had no idea.
Making Cultic.
And Ghost Runner, I guess.
Oh, are they all... What? No.
They're
doing Ghost Runner?
I clicked on their name, and I see under the list of things they have is Kingpin Reloaded, Ghost Runner, Shadow Warrior.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Let's see. I played Cobalt Core, which is it's FTL with cards and furries.
Sure.
Taking actions on your FTL ship is with cards. Steam has recommended me a shit ton of card games because I'm playing Midnight Suns. And it's like, you love card games? I'm like, not really, actually.
Well, look,
Cobalt Core.
I think it's important to specify these are not just furries; these are space animals.
Well, yeah, because I said FTL, right? Because they're in space.
So that these are star foxes.
Woolie, I don't mean to be rude, but you're aware that Star Fox is a furry, right?
Yes. It's also, but it's like first and foremost, it's a Jim Henson space animal in my brain, and then it goes to that.
What's Robin Hood from the Disney movie Robin Hood in your brain?
Ooh.
Are they a Disney creature, or are they the start of something sinister?
the same folder as Minerva Mink.
Yeah, Cobalt Core is good music, good presentation, good everything, except I can't stand the gameplay at all.
Oh.
So back it goes. So you know what? Like this gut feeling of like, oh wow, overwhelmingly positive reviews, beloved by all. Wow, this must be really good. And then you play it and you're like, beloved by all who like the core concept.
I was gonna say that, like, in playing some of these, and I assume you're just taking suggestions as well, right? Like,
I am taking suggestions.
Yeah, so you're definitely gonna be getting like the final level of the genre evolution when people go down the road of being super into X or Y. It's going to evolve past 3 or 4 different titular games and become like this thing. And now you're jumping in here. And I hope you like or understood the pathway that we took to get here.
I need to do all this violence in my fighting game. I joined this to walk around Metro City.
I mean, Christ almighty. If you can certainly go that way. Or if you get into like the final stages of the post wipeout like games, where it's like you can invest in a garage setup and play a game that is at the speed of human recognition to turn corners, and that shit's rad as hell. But I'm like, I'm incapable of driving this, but that looks super cool. But if you played Wipeout and fucking every one of those kart games and just went nuts the entire time and loved it, you're like, give me more speed. I want my nose bleeding when I play these games.
I want more speed. All right, next up, that was that night, the night that I'm rating you off was like a bloodbath. It was terrible. Like Cultic, great. I also played 2 other games called Road 96 and Control Alt Ego. Control Alt Ego is a immersive sim where you are swapping between different robots, and is apparently fantastic, except that every single thing about the controls feels like complete dog shit.
Yeah.
Every single thing, just moving and shooting and picking up items.
Which one?
Is just awful.
Which one?
Control Alt Ego.
Okay.
And like part of it is intentional because when you start the game, one of the difficulty options is like a motion sickness toggle for the slidiness of your poorly controlling robot. And I'm like, oh, I get where you're going for. Go away now. And I also played Road 96, which was I don't know how to describe it. I feel like it's somebody trying to make a fucking rogue-like Life is Strange game in which they just rapidly throw you into a bunch of different cinematic scenarios.
Like evolving hipster scenes that are different every time you revisit them.
Yes. And like it just felt so pretentious. It felt so awful.
I like the sound of that.
Like I was playing it and like I don't know how to just like there's certain games where you play them for 5 minutes, you're like, ugh. Like actually like just like, oh, this ugh. But then there's the other ones where you're doing it and you're playing it and you're just completely stone-faced and you don't have any thoughts and you don't have any emotions. And you're just like, you hit a point where like, what am I what am I fucking what am I doing?
So when you grab a suggestion from the pile, are you getting it with a note attached to it at all, or are you just clicking the link and just going in? Like,
I'm trying to do as little research as possible.
Okay, you're getting just blindsided. Okay.
I want to get in there and just be hit with it full force, good or ill.
Because there's like, I kind of enjoy having a little bit of context to know what type of brain to be in. You know what I mean? Like where to.
The only things that I'm seeing are what's on the page as I go to add to cart, and what's in the options menu on the main menu as I set up the video settings.
Got it. Okay.
So yeah, that shit was a fucking horrible bloodbath. Very depressing.
Which one was that?
That was Road 96.
That's a name that kind of blends in.
It sure does. I've had that on my wish list for like 2 or 3 years. And I was like, yeah, it's on sale. I'll pick it up. And then I was, no, sometimes, no. Like, to give you an example, chat thought the game had AI voice acting, despite the fact that it came out before AI shit even existed. Like that was like the level we were dealing with, and like, this.
Yeah, overwhelmingly positive. The Overwatch and Pixar proportions, and
yep.
Yeah, okay.
All right, only one more to go, and by one more I mean 3. Have you ever heard of American Arcadia? It won a bunch of awards, but I'd never heard of it.
I think that's where I heard of it, was on the show.
Okay. So I saw that American Arcadia won a bunch of awards, and I was like, what the fuck is that? Why have I never heard of it? So I picked it up for the segment, and American Arcadia fucking rules, man. It is great. It is 2 games, and I'm not going to talk too much about it because it's very experientially spoilery. Mm-hmm. Part 1 is Limbo / Inside, side-scrolling, navigating the environment, doing puzzles. The second part of the game is in first person, navigating an environment and solving puzzles for the character who is side-scrolling.
Okay.
And it takes place inside like a city version of like the Truman Show.
Yeah, that's the impression I'm getting. Mm-hmm.
So person 1 who is trying to escape is going left to right, and person 2 who is facilitating their escape is moving around in first person and sneaking behind things to get the materials, or hacking doors, or breaking into people's offices.
I think the orange, yellow, brown stripe aesthetic is pretty cool.
Oh, the aesthetic's fantastic.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you actually look like
I'm wearing the logo that's straight up coming off of the fucking trailer. Yeah. Nice.
That's actually even funnier, considering all the areas that are in first person have a predominantly blue aesthetic, like the room that you are in right now.
This trailer might be giving away some meta elements of the story.
I don't know about that. Like, they kind of pull the curtain back within like half hour.
Okay.
Like, it's not like, what could be going? Like, it's the first thing that happens.
Mm-hmm.
It's fantastic. It's stellar.
Out of the Blue Games.
Oh, that's a good name for a game that I didn't hear about until it won an award. Oh, sorry, developer.
Yeah.
Let's see, what else we got? I have to do this in a big list because there's no other way to do it. Oh, did you ever play Gunbrella from Devolver?
No, but I've heard the name.
It's side-scrolling and you shoot a gun through your umbrella, and it's a not quite Metroidvania, not quite adventure game, but it's excellent. You shoot the guys with your little umbrella gun. It's great. It feels good. It jumps good. It's got a weird story. It's got an incredibly strange color palette for a 2D game. Yeah, but somebody in the chat mentions it. It feels like Celeste with a gun.
Celeste with a gun, absolutely. Because I was looking at the cutscene and I was like, oh, that's pretty. And then gameplay starts and it's 100% Celeste with a gun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. And last but not least was... Oh, man, this game is so cool. Have you seen Little Goody Two Shoes, Wooly?
Little Goody Two Shoes.
This is the absolute peak of RPG Maker.
Yes, absolutely. A couple of weeks ago, I think. I think we talked about it. I want to say we brought it up.
We talked about it upcoming, but we hadn't played either of them.
Not after it dropped. No. What a cool attempt to like recapture a specific moment. You know, like it's not.
Now that I've played it for about an hour and a half, it successfully captures that incredibly specific moment.
Hell yeah.
The filters and use of color and overall curvy nose design of the pointy anime girl is 100% on point. It is a time management dating simulator.
Sure.
Mystery horror game
released for the Sega Saturn in limited capacity.
It came out in between Lunar and Lunar 2.
Yes, and it came with a giant special edition that has a poster and a doll and a mouse pad and a little clock. Yeah, and now you can buy them for like $900.
It is extraordinarily charming. It's visually beautiful. I did not expect the game to be about like managing your time. Like the game is like primarily like the town portions of a Persona game.
Okay.
In like it's super gay. It's gay as hell.
Yeah.
Like these sad little anime German girls
90s,
love you, Little Goody Two Shoes.
90s lesbian anime core.
Even that is a hyper specific aesthetic. Like Sailor Moon, like are these bitches good? No, they're good. They're roommates.
The beyond the original 5 Sailor Scouts, now we're getting into it. Once we start hitting the outer planets, shit gets a little frisky. Gotta call Mr. Lowenthal up in this bitch.
But yeah, it's just a joy. It's like everything about it is just like well thought out and crafted, and I was very shocked that it's actually an RPG Maker game. Like it is doing
that's incredible. Yeah,
so much more than your average RPG Maker game.
Like anything that like visually is because you can you drop cutscenes anywhere and that's fine, but more like the running around and platforming and such is to be expected. But there's shit here I'm seeing where there's mini games and completely outside the realm of just picking text and moving your sprites around, which is usually what RPG Maker ends up being. That's very impressive.
And like it's also very of the era. And then I walked up to a closet, clicked on it, and it just said you have unlocked 0 of 10 endings, and gave me a list of question marks in the starting room. And I'm like, oh,
nice.
Oh, it's so like that, huh? Okay.
No, I'm glad to hear we're nailing it. Like, it seems as if I feel like some time ago we were talking about like, okay, everyone appreciates the era of Mega Man 2 and Sonic the Hedgehog, and everyone appreciates Castlevania and that style of sprite art and shit. But like, who's gonna be holding it down for ugly ass triangles for the launch N64 titles? Who's be
making a bunch of fake working designs games?
Right? Who's doing it for the Fear Effect type cell shaded era of the PlayStation 1? Where are we going to get specific ass reference,
There are 2 fake ass PlayStation 1 games that I'm going to be playing this week of that nature. One in particular, I don't want to give it away too much, but I will. Is what if there was a third N64 Castlevania game that wasn't a complete piece of shit?
Incredible. Love it. Yep. And I mean, obviously, the other one recently was the what if there was another Zelda CDI game, you know?
Yeah.
So just these very precise feelings that like it's one person takes it on themselves to like match that, and hopefully, if you get what they're going for, you can see the like insane, lovingly attention to detail.
Oh yeah, dude. Hold on. There were so many. Yeah, there were 2 shitty N64 Castlevania games. One of them had a werewolf. They were terrible. Holy fuck.
The werewolf one was better than the other one, apparently.
It was, but that's relative. That's like, it was. Those games are terrible. Oh my god. Oh. And that was it for the games I played this week.